Well, welcome everyone in. Whether you wandered here in Joe Kerr's stream or whether you were anticipating the School of Argool Lesson 101, simply beat the game. Simply beat the game. Because that is what we're going to do. If you've never played this game before, I want to go slowly enough and casually enough for you to beat the game with me tonight. And so I encouraged questions to be asked. If you don't understand something, if you keep getting stuck on something, please go ahead and chime in on chat, because I would like to see, I would like for us to do this together, right? It'll be way more fun if we do this together. We will be running, so we're not actually speed running the game, we're just beating the game. We are going to do a 100% completion of the game, so we're going to grab every item that's there. We're going to beef ourselves up, because there's no sense in being wimpy. The only time that you are wimpy in a speed run is just to save the time of grinding. But we're going to go ahead and beef ourselves up, and we're going to take it nice and slow and get an understanding of all aspects of the game. So I'm excited to have more Rygarians, more Rygar players. So without further ado, let's get this started. Okay, and so I'm gonna treat this one more thing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna treat this kind of like we're in two separate vehicles, and you're following me to a place that you're kind of unsure of how to get to. So I'm gonna make sure that if there's a red light, we're both stopping at it. If I get too far ahead, I'm pulling over so that you don't lose visuals. So just communicate with me, and we're going to get through this. A nice casual play, and hopefully this will simplify Rygar for you. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the game. There will be enemies spawning as soon as you hit start. Okay, so there will be enemies. So get ready to kind of hit your B button to defer those enemies away from your body. Okay, so we're jumping in. They will be spawning soon. And you see, you need to start dodging, ducking, hitting the B button, jumping to get over these guys. And right now, this is just a nice, safe place to learn what happens as you hit these guys. Okay, so your kind of unique weapon here is called the disc armor. Basically, your shield has a yo-yo string attached to it, and it bounces back and forth as you hit. It comes back to you, right? One of the things that it's really helpful for is pushing enemies away. When you do push them away, though, you draw their attention. So let's see, this turtle. Thanks for that follow. Oh man, there's another. God dang it! There's another alert. It's totally okay to die here. You will not lose your progress. What I'd like to demonstrate is if you attack an enemy and that enemy is going the opposite direction than you, it will turn around. It will turn around and start getting after you. Okay? So we're going to let these turtles go the other way. And, well, see, now what's happening is we've gotten so strong, we're killing these enemies faster. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for right now, just kind of get used to pushing these enemies away from you. You know, the turtles, you kind of have to crouch and hit them with the disc armor. And right now they're taking 2 hits to kill. Eventually that will become 1 hit as we power up. So let's go ahead and talk about the power-up system in Rygar. Okay, so you access your character's menu by hitting the start button. So if you go ahead and hit the start button, you're going to bring up this screen right here. There's all kinds of things on here that I just did not understand as a kid. You can go up and down here. You can move this thing left and right. But what does it actually do? There's not really much telling. The important thing to note on this screen right here, I don't know if it's called Lullaby Mappy Man. I'm not sure. The word tone. You see that tone and then the value of 30. So tone is basically your strength. I'm trying to think of how to say this. That every time that you kill an enemy, your tone value will go up a little bit. So that 30 might become a 34. It might become a 32. It might become a 40. But not all enemies give you what's called tone. So these like first level baby enemies, man, they're not increasing our tone any, right? So we can sit here and we can destroy these turtles and these rolfers. We can destroy those all day long, and our tone is not going up, which is sad. Last, I don't really know what last does. It doesn't really affect the speedrun or gameplay. If anyone knows what that is, feel free to chime in. Sorry if you're disappointed in the quality of my teaching. I'm not an educator by trade, but I am trying to help you guys along. One thing you might have noticed is that the enemies will sometimes drop stuff, right? I just picked up a little red potion bottle, and as you might have guessed, that increases your health. So you have those 3 little dots, red or white dots in the top right corner, and that is like you get hit that many times. Right now I have 2 dots that are filled. Let's go ahead and take a hit. Now I have 1 dot that's filled. Ooh, I took another hit. 1 more and I'm dead. Every time last doubles, you get another bubble. Okay, so there you go. Every time your last value, that last right there, doubles, you get an extra health bubble. Those 3 red dots will become 4 red dots. And mind, of course I just lost them, but you might have noticed that sometimes whenever you kill an enemy, there's a little icon that appears. It's like a star with a badge. Star with a badge on it. We're not going to spend eternity over here in the first part of the game, but there are some basics. So you might have just, I wish I would have paused so that you could see that little star. But what that does, let's see if I can go ahead and get another one here pretty soon. Just kill some enemies. I mean, it's not going to hurt you to get into the routine. You can slowly start walking right. It's kind of Mario Brothers-esque in that way. Okay, so to pause the game, you actually hit select. And so that's what I've done. The music continues, but I no longer have control of my character. He's not moving around. And if you can see, right underneath this like wooden post thing here, this dead tree, there's a little orange circle with a brown star in it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and collect that. You can either run over it or you can swing your disc armor at it. Yoink! And so I just grabbed that with my disc armor. Now let's go back to the screen. And you see those little, the Pez dispenser looking things? They either look like a white Tic Tac or they look like a little Pez, a little piece of Pez. Those actually give you powers. Those are like little mind power things. And they allow you to do any of these magical performing feats right here. So power up, attack, and a cell is one option. Attack and a cell is one word. It is attack and a cell, so there's not 2 options there, there's just one. And then recover. These are 3 different magic spells that you're able to do based on however many mind little tic-tac things you got, okay? Power up requires either 2 or 3. It requires 3. Attack and a cell requires 5 tic-tacs. And recover, you have to have the whole 7. The max you can carry, the maximum tic-tacs is 7. And recover recovers your health. Attack and a cell, basically when you use attack and a cell, and we will use it, it hits everyone on the screen. So even enemies who are far away from you, once you have used attack and a cell, if you swing your disc armor but you're nowhere near that enemy, you're still going to end up hitting them. And power up basically makes your attacks more powerful, and it extends the reach of your disc armor. So you might see, your disc armor is only going out so far right now. It only goes out like that far. But with power up, it goes out a little further than that. You might have seen me bouncing on these turtles. That is something that Rygar can do. He can bounce on some enemies, not all enemies. Please don't go through the game thinking that you're going to bounce on every single enemy, because you cannot. And only with experience will you be like, okay, I can bounce on these guys, I can't bounce on these other guys. With all that said, I believe we are ready to finish the first screen. Let's go ahead and do our Mario run to the right. And remember, there will be enemies spawning both in front of and behind you. You mostly want to just jump around them, because we're not going to get any... There's no reward for killing these guys, aside from learning how your weapon works. Okay, they don't really offer anything to you. This is some wonderful music. Now we're learning a little bit of Rygar's platforming, okay? So you jump on these things, there's tree ledges, all kinds of cool stuff going on. Oh my goodness, look at this rope. What do we do with this rope? We have now reached a ledge that we cannot jump up on. The turtles won't bounce us over it. So obviously this rope is here for us to climb up. See, there is the health refill potion bottle right there. So that's what that looks like. There are two options for this right here. You can either bounce off of a rolfer, not the turtles. The turtles won't do it. But if you do get a rolfer over here, you can bounce off the rolfer and come up. But let's go ahead and take the ladder. Okay, you just press up. Press up when your character is kind of centered on the ladder, and you can kind of go up, and you can go down, and you can go up, and that's how ladders work. There's somewhat of a grace set of frames where if you're just kind of in the area, you can climb down the ladder. Right, Porter, what's up, sir? And here is another ladder with a seemingly drastic jump. You can be intimidated by this jump. Oh no, I can't make that jump. You actually can. You actually can. If you're anywhere kind of around here, you can make that jump. Feel free to try if you'd like. My childhood way of getting around that gap is doing what the game teaches you, and it's saying, hey, the level continues higher than what you're able to see with your first screen. So the level, the game is actually taller than what you're just able to see right here. And now we've reached the Grand Mountain, and there is a Falaracos. These guys sometimes give you tone. So with killing a few of them, and then pausing the game, you can see, look, we're at 32. We're no longer at 30, but we're at 32. And so your Rygar becomes stronger in every multiple of 8. So it's like it was like 48, 64, 128, 256, all those numbers. Rygar will gain some strength. Okay, and so let's go ahead and navigate this Grand Mountain. We haven't met anything that's too terrible. Let's say, okay, so we came in from the left. What we're going to do is take this first rope right here coming up. Now, you are vulnerable when you're on the rope. So, if something decides to, like, jump down, they can totally get you. So, let's go up the rope. We're going to go to the right. And then take the first rope again. The fast ones give tone. The slow ones do not. Great call, Joe Kerr. I did not know that. So, here's some more guys. We're just going to knock them down. Check our tone, 36. And you might have noticed I one-shotted that rolfer. Now I'm one-shotting the turtles. You see, we've already gotten some strength here, which is a real good thing. we're going to power up early so that the rest of the game is a breeze, because that's kind of one of the hardest things about the game. So from that second ladder, let's go ahead and run to the right, and we're not going to take the first ladder up, but we are going to take the the rope. We are going to take the first rope down. This rope is a bit of a cursed rope. Okay, because you might, when you try to take the rope, you might find your character gets stuck. Like if you're running over here, sometimes your character will get stuck, and you can get blasted that way. All right, so we're going to take that first rope down, and then we're going to go through this door. These magical doors right here, which you might recall from Kid Icarus, kind of the same doors. Wintry Mix, welcome in. You are still in time for the lesson. Shiner time indeed. We only have manual commands, manual shoutout commands. So, Wintry Mix! There you go. Thank you for the good luck on the Rygar ring. This door, don't go through it just yet. You're going to find that there's two different styles of gameplay with Rygar. Right now we're on like a 2D kind of platforming version. But as soon as we go through this door, we're going to be introduced with another type of gameplay. So let's check it out. Now you can move. Now that's a delayed raid thing. Now you can move up and down, left and right, and you see Rygar and his amazing foot stomping and his shoulder pads, all of that good stuff. You now have more control over your direction, and but you can only move up, down, left, and right. You can't move diagonally unless you're jumping. If you jump, you can move diagonal. You can change directions in the middle of a jump. He's got amazing aerial control, this Rygar guy. Pretty fantastic, okay? And so from this door, we're going to head up. And this is kind of a maze. This whole area is kind of a maze. Like you see, there's areas below me. There's something coming up here above me, and you see that there's a way. Here, I can go left, right, and up. And this is a place to get easily confused. And if you do happen to get confused here, let me send out a link real quick. Where is it? Where is it? I know I had it open. Okay, so this is a fantastic resource right over here. This is nesmaps.com, and you're on the Rygar page. So if you ever want to see, it was really helpful for me in learning the game to kind of look at the map and see what was going on. And I also watched Ness Atlas's, he had Crit Rocket Runner do a No Wrong Warp speed run, and you got to see the entire map as he ran around and did his thing. And that was also really helpful. So those are two resources that I would most definitely recommend to you in order to get familiar with the world of Argool. Alright, so back to the game. We see we have all these different options. We're one-hitting these Hyokings. We're one-hitting them now. So you can tell we're getting stronger. You cannot bounce on anything when you're in this perspective. When you're in the top-down perspective, there is no bouncing on enemies. Okay? You can jump over enemies, and that's a good way to avoid them. But you cannot bounce on them. Alright? So we're going to head left. From this room, we're going to head left. And we are in pursuit of the first item that's going to help us on our quest. You see how maze-like this is? You can go up, you can go down. We're going to go up. And then even here, there's a fork in the road. Where do we go? We're going to go right. Down to this kind of shady-looking thing right here. There's going to be an enemy up here, a tree that shoots fireballs at you. You can jump them. They're pretty easy to dodge. You can just kind of move left and right. You can jump. This guy can kind of shoot them all day long. He's not that bad, but look at his little root legs go. Isn't he cute? So you can just jump and attack him. Attack while you're in the air. So you can be dodging those little bubbles. and go ahead and killing him. So if everyone is still on pace, let's continue up. We're going to go to the right. We're going to follow the path. And wouldn't you know it, we've ran into our first furnace. I call it a furnace. That's not what its name is. I don't know if it has a name, but it looks like an old wood burning or coal burning furnace. And so to optimize your movements, go ahead and take some diagonal jumps. You can just walk right up these stairs. Now you're in the kind of the grasslands. You have nowhere else to go without glitching. And you're just going to walk into this this thing. Oh, you might notice it has a weird hitbox. I'm running all over this thing and I'm not allowed in. That's because this thing has a weird hitbox. You want to approach it kind of on the right, like right up here, and then you'll go right in. Okay, so just to show you that again, if you go up, you can be all around this thing, but you want to kind of be in front of it to the left. And here you will meet your first hermit. The grappling weapon will help you complete your quest. This is the grappling weapon right in front of you. Don't fall off that edge. You will die. I mean, if you just want to goof around, feel free, but I'm probably not going to be waiting on you if you do that. So now that you have the grappling weapon, if you press start, that is Cave Grandpa. That is Cave Grandpa. If you press start, you see that there's those 5 kind of item borders right behind or right below recover right here. The grappling hook is the first of 5. We're going to collect all 5. To use the grappling hook, press up and B. So hold up and press B. And we'll learn what that does here in a little bit. It's not useful in Garlaws. Garlaws is this top-down area right here. It's not useful here. We can't utilize it because it's a top-down gameplay mode. There's nowhere to go. We are looking up. So this tree is going to respawn down here. Go ahead and knock its socks off with your disc armor. Okay. Go ahead and take care of that guy. If anyone gets into a death and gets into trouble, let me know so we can go ahead and wait for you and walk you through that. Or I can die myself and show you if that would be more helpful. But we're going back down the way that we came, and then we're going to take this right here. And right below us is the door that we came through. But we're not going back down to the door. We're going to head to the right. We're going to see a beautiful river. It's like a canyon river. And you're going to want to not get on that edge. Okay? There's a little bit of grace for being on the edge, but if you get about any closer than I am right here, you will fall down. So you can kind of glaze over this crack right here, but I wouldn't flirt with it too much, especially over here in the beginning. This tree stump with a rope, ignore that for now. Okay, that's a later game thing. We can't do that right now. So let's just follow this path upwards. We're gonna follow it over. And we're going to follow it down. And then we're going to take our first exit right over here. You see, it would have been faster if we could have gotten across this rope, but we can't do that yet. So as a kid, that definitely confused me. I thought that I was messing up somehow, but it's teasing you. You can't do that. For real, pepperoni. Alright, so now there's a little bit more of Garlaws. There's a rock here. There's some enemies spawning. And up here is another set of stairs. You might be thinking, are we going to go into this other furnace? And you would be right. You would be right. We are absolutely going to do that. So, do we want to approach it on the right? No. Do we want to approach it dead center? No. Do we want to approach it on the left? Yes. That's where we want to go. Good job, class. Now we've entered another 2D platforming world. This is called Rolsa. And you see you got these dragons that kind of fly around, and then they jump down at you. So they fly over you. They kind of do the Sonya Blade attack from Mortal Kombat. They just go over the screen, come back. You can grind on these guys. they will give you tone. I think most of them give you tone. So, matter of fact, if you already have a couple of these mined Tic Tacs right here, let's go ahead and use Power Up. So you hit the A button. Oh, it did. Yeah, it did 3. Okay, so go ahead and hit the A button to use Power Up. And now you notice your disc armor is extending further. If you die, you will lose this power. Grind on dudes for some tone. Thanks, Sun Drinker. I mean, sometimes I'm not always aware of what I'm saying. You can fall in the water, and just like the Ninja Turtles, Rygar can't swim. So don't do that. Don't do that. If these guys ever get too close to you, you can push them back. You can push them back with the disc armor. You cannot bounce on these guys. Don't try that. Green dragons are a no-no. So let's just keep going with the stage. And here, this surface right here, you'll notice you can't crouch and utilize your disc armor. What you'll end up doing is coming down here. Okay? And this is kind of weird. But now we're in the sky. But below the sky, it's kind of weird. And so when you're on these platforms, you have to remember you cannot crouch and use your disc armor. You will go down. You will probably get tagged by a dragon. Oh, I actually owned this game as a kid. Now here the game is trying to help you out. It's saying, hey, there's a ladder. You probably want to go up right here. So if you want to follow the game's rules, go ahead and go up this ladder. But if you want to try out your brand new grappling hook, why don't you come over here to this top set of 3 blocks right here. And I'm jumping over these guys because I can't crouch yet. And then hit up and B. And our grappling hook caught hold of something. So if we just climb up, we'll see what we caught. Oh, look. So this is where the rope would have brought us. And this is where our grappling beam caught. This is the bat. Depending on what version of the game you're playing, you might be able to jump on this bat. You might not. If you can't, and if you just took damage, now you know. You know that you can't. We're going to jump over this door and onto that platform on the right over there. Okay? We're going to jump over the door, onto this platform. We're going to keep going. We're going to ignore that door and just go down the rope. You see, the bat is back. And that's a good point. You can spawn and despawn things by putting the edge of your screen right where the enemy spawns. So right over there on that left edge is where the bat is. So I can spawn him. I can well, if he was standing still, you can despawn enemies that way. That's going to come into play a little bit later. So now we've crossed that big crevice over there, and now we're going to continue with the run. Not the run. We're going to continue with the game. And just keep doing your thing. Running off to the right. Killing the bat. Kill the dragons. Whatever's in your way. It's not going to hurt you to kill more enemies. Now you see that there was a bat up there and I just despawned it. Let's see if we can respawn him. There's the bat. Now we've despawned him. You just kind of walk back and forth. You spawn them, you despawn them. So, to make it easier, let's go ahead and despawn the bat. Okay? And then we're going to jump up to where that rope is. You really got to be careful because those dragons suck, man. They pursue very, very hard. Now we have a 1-block ledge to jump from here to here. So get maybe 1 foot of Rygar kind of off the ledge over here, and you got plenty of room. Get maybe 1 foot hanging off, jump and go to the right, and you're certainly going to land that. It's not as intimidating as it seems. If you fall, you will die though, but it's not that hard to land that block. And then you're going to do it again, and then you're going to jump right over here. And you can either take your grappling hook down if you're just wanting to get used to that, or you can take this rope down. You can take this rope down right here. We're going to avoid these dragons. You see, they're not too tough. They're not too tough. Sometimes they do spawn at inopportune times, like when you're jumping over a gap or something. Okay. And now you see that this screen ends. I was scratching my nose. This screen ends with a door. Let's go ahead and walk through that door. Alright. If everyone is with me so far, we've now entered the Forest of Iruga. And as you can imagine, we're just going to keep going to the right. You don't have to climb that ladder. You can if you want to. You can totally make that jump right there. You can just jump up or take the ladder, whichever way you want. And here I would recommend to continue grinding these enemies. At this point, we're going to get introduced to another enemy, this little sloth cat. I forget its actual name, but he's a booger butt. They shoot those little things at you. You can despawn those too, and that's kind of fast. So if you don't like that he's there, you can go ahead and despawn him. If you want some more tone, you can go ahead and kill him. And then we're going to take these ropes going up into the canopy. There's a bat. Go ahead and kill the bat. Keep going to the right. And then we're going to go down on this branch right here with a rope on it. Boo-bee-doo-dee-doo. Now remember, you also cannot crouch. You cannot crouch attack here. If you do that, you will grapple down. I don't know what actually happens if you go down here. Oh, look, you just go through the water. That's cool. Alright. But that's not where we want to go. So just keep in mind that you cannot crouch. There's going to be some more of those sloth cats that we're going to want to despawn here. There's one right there. So their attacks are super slow. Okay. They send those little things at you, and they're pretty slow. So you can either kill them or you can despawn them. But we're going to keep going to the right over here. Jumping over these gaps. Huh. Seems to be another large area over here. I don't feel safe just jumping off into no man's land because I know Rygar can't swim. Whatever will I do? And this is where the game teaches you that you need to explore with your grappling hook. You can come up, and now we're in the tree canopy again. And there is a way to proceed to the right. So we're going to head take that. Take the rope down. There's a little cat. When you come down, the cat's right there. You can just whoop whoop, despawn him. He's gone. There's another one. Whoop whoop, despawn him, and he's gone too. And now you're clear. This is a great place to kill some more of these dragons. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's spend a little time here, kind of walking back and forth. Jumping if you want to, but you want to just go ahead and knock down some dragons. And we want to get our tone nice and high because we have our first boss battle coming up. And some say this is the most difficult boss in the game. And it's the first one that you fight. So it's kind of an unfair learning curve right as you get into the game. Like they give you a boss that's pretty dang hard. And so let's spend some time grinding. We're going to check our tone. We're at 127. That's pretty good. We have 4 health things. I now have 5. I feel pretty good about that. I feel good about having 5. So I'm not sure where you guys are, but if you've defeated as many enemies as I have, then you should be good to go too. Now I'm one-shotting these dragons. Okay, one shot and they're done. And this is really going to come in handy against the boss. Let's go ahead and grab those. You do not lose your tone when you die. When/if you die, you keep your tone. You do lose your tic-tac things, but you do not lose your tone. The first DPS check. Right. Exactly. So now I'm sitting at 159. We're going to continue going over here and follow this all the way around until we reach this door. Now, before we go into this door, you're going to see a boss. He's going to ever so slowly. He's a double-headed turtle. He's going to ever so slowly walk towards you and shoot some fireballs. The thing is, once you enter this room, you have a checkpoint. Once we engage this boss, we can sit here and fight this boss until we're blue in the face. It won't force us back any further in the game. We just start the whole boss fight over again. So it is kind of gracious in that way. Welcome in, Fairly Simple. I hope Arkista's ring was kind to you. Thank you for the raid. Happy Ragtoberfest. This boss, you get infinite chances to beat it, and there's no penalty for dying. I'm sorry it was not kind. Alright, so now let's go ahead and go through the door, and we're going to get Iruga. Wait for him to attack, and you'll see what Iruga does. Sends 3 fireballs that shoot off in that same very predictable direction. Now you might be thinking to yourself, holy cow, this guy can't even hit me. Why did you say he was like a difficult boss? Oh no, I died. Game over. You'll see. You just start right back in this room with Iruga. Thank you for the follow. And that's what I mean. You get infinite tries to take down Iruga. You can die to Iruga as many times as you want. Funny enough, Iruga is an enemy that you can bounce on. So as long as they're not throwing fireballs at you, you can bounce on their head and back onto safety. So with Rygar kind of prancing around this enemy, you might be thinking, why did I say this dude was even difficult? And that's because of the method. Once you're on Iruga's ground, try getting close enough to attack Iruga without getting hit by his fireballs here. It's really hard. It's really hard, and you get plastered. Okay, if you're not standing on that log, is gaining tone diminishing returns when you one-shot enemies? No. Oh, so your next level up is further away, if that's what you mean. Like, it is further away. So you cannot crouch below these fireballs. You jump so high that you hit the top one. That's kind of why it's hard to do this. Ikaruga? Not Ikaruga. Iruga. Iruga. Some enemies give you like 2 tones. To answer your question, Inabito, some enemies give you like 2 tones. Some give you 16. Later enemies like give you a whole heaping mess of tone. And that's because it's going to require more tone for you to reach the next level of strength. Okay? Arugula. 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 So if you just take Arugula on, like head on, you're going to realize it's pretty difficult to beat. I know that we're beefy. We're just going to come in and try to power through it. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, okay? So let me demonstrate to you what you're going to need to do. And that is get up close to Iruga, where the fireballs are really small, and you'll work out the timing. He pauses right before he hits the fireballs. And so what you can do is jump right over those fireballs. And now you're close to Iruga or Arugula. Bite Porter has me questioning the name now. You're close to them without taking damage. You're not getting hit by these fireballs. And that's how you beat Iruga. Because now he can't hit you, and you can kind of dance all the way around him. So this is a technique that you are most definitely going to want to spend some time on. Those fireballs do a massive amount of damage. So, come in close. Get a couple of disc armor shots. Maybe 1, 2, jump. 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 1, 2, and keep going forth. Now, Iruga has a metric crap ton of HP. But that's why we toned up. That's why we're at like 173 tone. And yeah, that's what we needed. Once you defeat Arugula, oh, it's definitely just blurting out there. Okay, once you defeat Aruga, your door on the left disappears. It's still there, but it just disappears. Now the door on the right has disappeared, but it's still there. And now you get a pulley. Yay! You get a pulley. I'm going to wait for the class to catch up. If anyone could chime in, if they would like for me to wait, if they are still battling Aruga, could you please let me know so that I can wait? Five, Hedora. Endora. Go ahead and take a drink of my water. I'm doing an awful lot of talking. I think the main person that I'm what is ideal tone for this point in any percent? No, wrong warp. 48. 48 is, I believe, maybe Professor Retro can chime in, but I think 48 is the magic number that you want to get to, because 48 is the next multiple of 8, which takes you 1 strength higher, and you don't have to spend a crap ton of time getting it for grinding and losing time on the speed run. Welcome in, Stargate. So let's go ahead and grab our pulley, and you're going to see that this warps you all the way back out to Garloz. Okay, here we are in the land of Garloz. What a magnificent land. Yes, you need 48 tone to beat Arugula in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. Yeah, all the alerts are turned off, Stargate. So from this furnace, we're going to go south, back down to the way that we came. And now you see this rope here. Now, all of a sudden, we can manage it. We can swing across this rope. We can go back and forth. We cannot use our weapon. We cannot jump. Pold's voice is saying he's good. Okay. And this item is actually really tricky. You see it's over there next to the grappling hook. We now have 2 out of 5. We're getting more powerful all the time. If you can imagine Rygar's belly button, you want to align the rope up to his belly button. Okay? And then you kind of want to bravely listen for that ka-chink. Once you horizontally have it, you have it all day. It's real easy to get off. Well, I didn't... Okay. It's real easy to be off by pixels. But what you want to listen to is that ka-chink. Otherwise, you will be taking the plunge. And I'll have to walk you back all the way from Garloz. But we're not going to cross this rope. I just wanted to show you that you can now with the pulley. So we're going to go south. I'm going to go south all the way down. You can take a nice drink of your beverage as we're just kind of enjoying this canyon water right here. Now this one, you do want to go over. Okay? So line your belly button up, listen for the ka-chink, and go right on over here. And then we're going to go south. We're going to continue our trend, just going south. I'm going to follow this around to the left. It might seem as though it dead ends, but it doesn't. It actually continues to the left right over here. There's just not much of a ledge. Of course, there is a little bit of a ledge because you can, walk on the cliff's edge a little bit. But, yeah, that's to show that it does actually continue to the left here. So let's line our belly button up again. Okay, we got it. We're floating. And we're going to keep going left. Right here. Keep following this around. We're on the right path. And now you can appreciate kind of how maze-like Garloz is. I'm going to follow it around and check out this door. Look at this door. This is our destination, is this door right here. And now we're about to be introduced to the second greatest piece of music in this song. In this game. This where we have entered here, this is probably one of the most difficult screens in the game. So if you don't have full health or decent health, I would advise go ahead and just fall down in this pit, take a death, and replenish your health. Because we need to make it through some death-defying areas over here just to get across. These twerking birds, they will drop these eggs on you, and if you come into contact with those eggs, you know, of course, it's going to hurt you. If you just happen to hit one of these twerking birds, they will also hurt you. So everything hurts you. You don't want to get hit by them. I don't think you can dance. I mean, I don't think you can jump on the twerking birds. No, you can't. So I've already taken some damage. So I'm just gonna take another death. Refill my life, and then let's go to the right. As long as you are swinging, did you see that? As long as you are swinging your disc armor, those eggs will not hurt you. Something about swinging your armor makes you impervious to those eggs. Like the bottom contact point of those the twerking birds. So if you're ever kind of in a funk, you think you're going to get hit, just swing your disc armor, and you might end up being okay. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. See this grappling hook or this rope right here? You're just going to walk out to it. You'll ka-chink, and then you'll be able to go up. But while you're on this, you are so totally vulnerable. The twerking birds can get you. Their eggs can get you. Anything can get you. It's really easy to die on those ropes. So you kind of want to avoid them. I mean, not avoid them, but you want to be careful about your timing, right? And that's why you want health. Because you want to go across here, and you want to not get hit by anything. Hoorah! Let's say you made it. You just keep going. There's another grappling hook. If you got twerking birds on the screen, you might go ahead and kill them. Just to free you up. And you can just kind of avoid those dropping eggs. Except sometimes they're right over your head. It might take you a couple of times just to get through this area. It is very tricky. But now that we've got those two grapple sections out of the way, that's it. That's it. We're just going to keep running to the right, and there's just a gauntlet of enemies. And I'm almost dead. You know, I was just thinking about this screen and how it's hell. This screen really is hell. It really is. But the nice thing is, once you get this door in sight, the enemies kind of stop spawning, and you've reached another checkpoint. Okay? When you get through the door, you're now in Sagila's den, or the cave. And this is the second best music in the game. You have different kind of enemies, but they have the same movements as other enemies in the game. They just look different. Okay, it's no longer the turtles, it's these little slug things. And instead of the red rolfers, it's now these purple rolfers. See, but they're kind of the same thing. Both of these you can bounce on. But if you came in here and you got whooped by the twerking birds, you can also go ahead and just take another death, and you will respawn right here. The music definitely makes it worth the battle. So here we are. We have 3 healths. We're all good. We're defeating enemies, and we're running to the right. There's going to be all sorts of enemies and different paths. There's a rope. You might think you need to go down that rope, but don't you do it. Unless you're speed running, don't do it. You don't need to. We're not learning those tricks. We're just going to keep to the right. Oh no, unicorn dragons. If you keep running, you can evade them. You see, those guys have more hit points than these bugs. Right, because I can smack them, and they get away from me. It pushes them back, but I'm not one hit killing them. So now you know you've definitely reached a higher enemy, and we will need to jump and push those back here shortly. So you just make these jumps, avoid the gaps, and then Look at these fireballs. These fireballs come up. You're going to ka-chink. And then you're going to kind of just avoid those fireballs. They're in a predictable pattern. You know, it's kind of like Super Mario Brothers castle stuff. You can go in between them. The thing is, you just want to keep heading right. Oh, there's another platform here. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to go down. You can, but don't. Keep running to the right. Just run all the way to the right. Defeat the guys. Clear your path. And there's a door right here waiting for us. And here is the second sunset over Argool. Let's just keep heading right. This is not an overly complicated area. It's kind of like the beginning of the game. You're just out here. The background kind of reminds me of Castlevania. It looks very Castlevania-ish. But keep running to the right. You get to a door that tells you, just hold right. Yeah. You can crawl all the way down to the cave, and you'll eventually end up at a door that says, nah, man, you should have just kept going right. The hermit says that. So there's a door right here. The unfortunate part about this thing is, if you die in Sagila's cave, even though we have progressed in the cave, if you die here, you will be taken back to the very beginning where we came in. Okay? So now that we're back at the cave, I mean, if you happen to have enough to recover, you can try doing that. Or grinding some enemies, getting some tic-tacs, and then hitting recover. So, from this door that we just came in, we're going to run to the left, and then we are going to grapple down this first place right here. See, it's kind of a dead end. You wish you can get through there, but you can't. So we're going to grapple here. And then we're going to keep walking to the left. There's enemies everywhere. They're everywhere. You can bounce on them. You can kill them. You can do whatever you want. They're everywhere. Let's go ahead and we're going to grapple down again. And then we're going to grapple down again. This is where things get a little bit dicey, okay? Because there's not only these gaps that are you're going to have to jump over. There's not only these gaps. There's going to be those unicorn flying dragons again, and you're going to have to use your disc armor, jump and push them away from you so that they don't knock you back off the edge. Okay? I'll demonstrate. When you come over here, there's a dragon. Just push them away. Just push them away. Now that looks like an unfortunate spawn of these guys. I'm probably going to get hit. They're coming up with such frequency. I'm probably going to get hit. Maybe I can go back, despawn them a bit. Maybe they'll have an easier pattern. Yeah, that looks a little easier. They're coming in slower. Alright, let's despawn it again and bring them over. See what this pattern looks like. Pretty similar to what we had before. So what you can do is get close to the edge about where you're ready to jump, and then you can disc armor these flames away, and then as soon as you finish disc armoring, go ahead and jump to the left and make that gap, because you have a little bit of a window to not get hit by these fireballs. Okay? So we're going to hit it and jump. And now we have dragons. We have dragons all around us. So this is where we are, you might jump out of the way and then push the dragons back. So when those dragons were here, you're going to kind of like push them back, and you're herding them. Herd, H-E-R-D, like cow herding, sheep herding. You're herding them into one area so that you can kill them all in a bundle. Now, maybe sit and wait a little bit. Hey, what's up, Dweem? Maybe sit and wait a little bit before jumping over this gap, just to make sure that there's no fireballs that are going to come, because there will be more fireballs. There's one right there. Okay, and we have a dragon. So we're going to let dragon come to us a little bit, take him down, and here's the same thing. You're going to kind of ride this edge, hit the fireball, and then make the jump. And you see that this dead ends into another platform that we can grapple down into. So let's do that. Let's grapple down into it. And this area is very similar to what we just did. All right, there's lots of fireballs. There's lots of dragons. Let the dragon come to you. Now you see this fireball is kind of in the middle of the ledge. Or it's in the middle of the gap there. So it's a little bit more complicated. You want to jump probably just a hair earlier. After you knock out that fireball with your disc armor, you're going to poof, jump. But you're going to want to jump across. I'm just jumping straight up just to kind of demonstrate. But there we go. Patiently wait for the dragon. Clear the fireball, jump to the next round. And if you're slow and kind of meticulous about letting these fireballs appear, you can see where they're going to come on. You can see like what gaps they're going to come out of. Go ahead and take care of them before you jump. All right, see, there's a dragon coming. Now we just knocked him out. This gap seems pretty free. This gap seems free. We got one more gap right here. We're going to wait for this dragon. Go ahead and take him out. Knock the fireball, jump. Knock the fireball, jump. You get it. You get it. And now we are at our second boss. Oh, you see a hint? You see a hint over there? That's the edge of a spider web. Once you go in to this is another checkpoint, by the way. Second boss, and it's another checkpoint. When you go in, go ahead and crouch. Have Rygar just crouch. Okay, so you come in and you crouch. And you notice, while you are crouching, Sagila cannot hit you. So you can just sit here kind of forever and learn Sagila's pattern. You're just crouching. Sagila can't do nothing to you. But you can do something to Sagila. So this is the way that you're going to want to fight Sagila. Go ahead and crouch. And then whenever Sagila comes your way, go ahead and knock him back. If you think you're going to be fast about it, you can keep him just like that. Bouncing in between your disc armor, going left, right, left, right, left, right. But don't you dare pop up, because he's going to get you. Sagila's going to get you. Can't do anything here. Alright, and that is Sagila. Do I need to wait on anybody? Anybody still on Sagila? I'm going to give it just a few seconds for anyone to reply. If you still happen to be on Sagila. I don't know why the boss is continuing to growl, even though we have defeated him. There are no more. They literally exploded. Should not have the lung capacity to do that, but it is what it is. Alright, we're going to the right. We're going to collect our third item. I'll give you this crossbow. We got the crossbow, and it warps us right back to the door. Now, once you're here, Sagila haunts you at all times. That's true. Once you're here, it actually just takes you right back inside, and you're like, huh, I'm next to this door. I'm trying to go around it, but you keep getting stuck in the door. There's two ways. You can jump. Well, maybe you can't jump over the door. Maybe if you come up, you can jump over the door. No, you cannot. All right. Pico caught in a fib. Let's come down here. Let's go down here. Just get on this little edge right here, and you can actually make it through the door. Just come a little further down, and you can pass through the door. And we're going to follow this trail all the way to the left. We're going to follow it up. Ledge boss. Ignore this door. We don't want that door. Now we're going to get to use our crossbow for the very first time. This is that same little stump that we've seen before that has a rope on it, but this one doesn't have a rope on it. There's no rope, so we're going to have to put one there. So the way that you do that with Rygar is you can go ahead and stand on it, kind of put yourself in the middle of it, come down a little bit, and line yourself about like so that you're taking up the same amount of space. And then when your head kind of align the top of your head to the top of the stump, and then hit the B button, and you will shoot out a crossbow. You can do it over and over and over if you want to. And once you have it like centered, your head needs to be centered on that thing. You're going to hear the ka-chink again. And now Rygar has crossbowed his way over here. And they've carved out a nice little path for us. So we're going to take this around to the front of this door. More like a spider sting. Ooh. Mappy Man dropping the truth. Now, and this little island comes the best music. It really is a shame, Pepperoni. This is the best music in the game. Just gonna enjoy this just for a little bit. It's affectionately known as the Meow Mix Song. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. So here we have these Heo Kings. You can jump over. You can hit them. Whatever you want. We're in another kind of top-down overview, just like Garla's. Same physics and everything. If you're low on health, I'd say go ahead and take a death. And you're going to be right back where you were as soon as you hit start. And now you have 3 health bubbles. Isn't that nice? It's just Jules. Welcome in. I hope you're ready for some Rocktoberfest, friend. Thanks for stopping by, though. That's really cool. Means a lot. Thanks, I appreciate it. We're doing a tutorial walkthrough of the NES Classic Rygar for Rocktoberfest. Alright, so what do we want to do once we're here? We're going to sit here and grind on these enemies all day long. We're not going to. We're going to head to the right. To the right. To the right. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna lay down. Alright, good night, sweetheart. Love you. Oh, we can no longer go to the right, so let's go up. Oh no, there's a big crevice in our way. Oh. You can still get tagged from jumping that gap. And the gap is not as wide as you think it is. Like, as long as you're in the gray, you're fine. Maybe a little bit of the black? Yeah. You see this? Like, this is what you're working with. There's like one square, or one, that right there is the area you can fall in. So let's go back to the right, and we're going to jump up, and then we're just going to jump over this ledge. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. We're going to follow this around to the right. I'm going to follow it up. Jumping is probably the best thing that you can do here. You avoid enemies. It gives you greater control of Rygar. And so it's pretty fantastic. You can still attack enemies while you're up in the air. So jumping is a healthy thing to do. We're going to go right in between these two pillars right here. We're going to take this nice little ledge right here and then just jump straight across. You can probably make it if you go straight across. Yep, you definitely can. But you can also diagonal it to get to this area right here. We're going to keep going up. Oh, we've ran into our first German. These little trolley guys, they're hideous to look at, but they are called Germans. We'll see a little bit more of those later. Once you've crossed that gap, we're going to hang a left. There's going to be another tree here that we're going to want to take care of. Remember, you can jump those fireballs. Maybe it's easier to just like hit them from below. All right, now that you've taken care of the tree, we're going to do our crossbow thing. So get lined up kind of in the middle of it, and then kind of stand on it. Shoot your crossbow. See that? Now you got a crossbow. Just walk down on it, and Rygar is ascending across the gap. 3D World Runner, 3D World Runner. All right. Now, there is a trick to getting onto this next screen without getting hit. If you just casually like walk over here, there's going to be these Germans. They're going to take you down. Retreat, retreat. Don't do that. Okay? What you want to do, line yourself up with the bottom of this pillar. Right here. Okay? Line yourself up. And then you're going to walk over and immediately start mashing your disc armor once you get over here. Okay? So, line yourself up. Walk to the left. Start mashing your disc armor. These guys are going to walk right into you, and then they are kaput. You are clear to proceed to the left. The screen has no enemies that will actually hit you. Well, I say that. Oh my god! I've never seen that. That dude just glitched through the wall. He has invalidated my glitchless run. This is awful. I'm a horrible teacher. False prophet. All right, anyways, that doesn't typically happen. That doesn't typically happen. So let's line ourselves up about to the middle of this hallway, and we're going to keep running. We're going to keep running to the left. Welcome in, Fabricator General, you handsome devil. Once you're at this stage, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other Germans. You cross into the new screen and immediately start mashing your disc armor, okay? So here we are, mashing the disc armor to take care of those two Germans. Now here is where we're going to utilize a spawn point. You might remember how we were despawning enemies earlier. Now we are going to spawn them. These white tiles on the left here, not these two gray ones, but these tiles that all look the same. There's 1, 2, 3. Go to the third tile up and align your feet with the bottom of it, and then you kind of wiggle up and down, and Germans will spawn. You see how my feet are like right aligned with the bottom crack here of this third stone. You go down, up, down, up, down, up. You spawn Germans. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You spawn a whole slew of Germans, and each German gives you, see, I have 725 right now. Each German oh, look at that. We've got 15. They give you 15 tone for each and every one. We went from 725 to 740. So that is that's pretty crazy. Boot. Welcome in, sir. So this is the grinding spot. You're pretty safe here as long as you get kind of accustomed to the game's lag. Don't let the Germans get close to you. You don't need to do that. I have enough to recover. I'm going to do it. I've got full life. I'm just trying to beat the game casually for the first time. So why not do that? And we've already got another health bubble. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. The Germans spawn. You take care of them. If you are attempting to learn the speed run, this is a process that you're going to want to optimize. You're going to want to optimize this wiggle right here to get the most amount of Germans that you can. And then you might even implement jump attacking. So get a couple of attacks in and then jump just to reach the ones in the back. But that's not something that we need to worry about right now. Germans gonna pump you up. They really do. You just watch your tone just kind of climb. We're at 1745 now. We're gonna go all the way. We're just gonna keep doing this until we only have one health bubble left. Pardon me. We only have one health bubble left. You see, we just got another one there. And now look, we're one-shotting them. And this is where the jump comes in handy. Because you can jump and wiggle. And jump while you're wiggling. Or wiggle while you're jumping to go ahead and spawn more. If you ever get out of sorts here, you can run down. You can leave the screen. You can take a moment, gather your thoughts, come back, do what you did in the beginning, knock these Germans out, come to the third tile, start it over again. You're fine. You're going to be okay. Quirky fact, it takes more kills to get the 11th health bubble than it does to get the 12th. Really? Didn't realize that. For the 100% speedrun category of the game, you do, in fact, have to get all of your health bubbles. Right now, we're going to get all but one. We'll get the other one as we advance through the game. If you want to go ahead, kill some more, expedite your process, it's not going to hurt anything. But now we are very much overpowered. We are ready to take on pretty much the rest of the game. So keep going up. Kill the Germans if you want to. See, they can be boogers. They can really be boogers. And then we're going to follow this around to the right. Hey, what's going on, RVA? Keep following to the right. These pillars look like you should be able to get through them. You can't. So just follow it down. Even though your disc armor can. Let's come down here, shoot these guys, and now we're going to take the path up. Remember, if you jump, you can avoid these fireballs. No big deal. Also, if you happen to have the tone, why don't you go ahead and try out Attack and Assail. Right here. If you have it, you got the tic-tacs. And basically what it does is when you throw your disc armor, you hear that little the little trill. That means, and the screen flashes, it's indicating that you are now attacking everyone on the screen. But be careful, you only have 10 attacks with it before you lose it. So that's an easy way to dispatch the boss who's on the other side of this room right here. Once you go in, you're going to swing your disc armor, kind of count 1 Mississippi, swing your disc armor, 1 Mississippi, and so forth until you kill him. 1 Mississippi, 1. Actually, it's a whole lot faster than that. But if you do it too fast, the hits don't actually take. So 1 Mississippi is way too slow. You can just be like, pause, 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 swing, pause. In the speed runs, they do it a lot faster, but they're kind of flirting with the possibility of missing one. Once you defeat the boss, he keeps roaring at you, but you get this door, it appears, and you get your 4th item, the Suit of Armor. Armor. Anytime you put a U in there, it makes it more exotic. We got a Suit of Armor. Now we're back out of here. There's 2 ways, basically, out of here. One is go back the way that you came. Go, do your crossbow, get over there and everything. We're not going to do that. We're going to plunge to our death. It's going to be a little bit of a shortcut, so we don't have to walk all the way to the beginning of Garla's. Okay? No sense in that. There's just no sense in that. So let's go ahead and jump to our deaths. I don't know that I've ever seen that door over there. I wonder what happens if you get in there. Very interesting. So now that you're back in the middle of Garla's, these enemies are super, super, super wimpy now. All right, you take them down so easy. What we're going to do is we're going to go back up. We're going to follow it to the right. You might recognize this way. We've been this way before. Let's go ahead and line up our belly button. Go ahead and go across this thing. And then we're going to hang to the right. We're going the same exact way that we did before. Except instead of going into the furnace, we're going to continue going up. Nice potion. And then we're going to go to the right. And then we're going to go up. Because inside of here is a sweet gentleman by the name of Cave Grandpa. And he is just longing to see you. Welcome. Take a rest to regain your strength. This is Cave Grandpa. He refills your health. So you just lost all your health when you took that death warp. You lost all your health. You come up here, you gain it all back. That's the wonderful Cave Grandma emote. So the way to get out of this door is you jump. Go under the door, jump, booyah. You're back in Garla's. Let's continue down. We're gonna go past the way that we came in. Kill the tree if we want to. Then we're gonna go to the right. Of course, you can go further down, but that's not what you want to do. You're gonna go to the right. Oh yeah. Well, if I hadn't already died, I would have lost power up. You're exactly right. But I have already died, and power up was many moons ago. And you see, there's another furnace right over there. So let's go check out that furnace. I think this is called Segua Rando. You got more twerking birds, but fortunately you don't have any grappling hook areas to worry about. So that makes this screen immensely easier. What's more is you're super beefy now. So you kill the twerking birds with one hit. And then once you come over here, and it's just a shorter screen, come over here and take the rope up. Ragua Sando. Close enough. Need to work on my terminology if I'm going to be some sort of School of Argool professor. And now you've entered Lapis. And this is the dangerous sky area. You're going to run to the right. You're going to see some more horned dragons. That's okay. You can just one punch them. Wait for the dragon to come down. One punch it. Climb the rope. Climb the rope. Lots of cat. Oh no, this is not the rope we wanted. This is not the rope we're looking for. I'm sorry, I've led you astray. You're going to want to jump to the right. And then see what this little baby spike is underneath? You got big spikes. You got these big spikes. You got baby spike. Go ahead and get above baby spike and throw your grappling hook up. Here's where you meet your first robot. They like to hug you. They're always reaching out for that hug. Okay? Simple as that. They can be dispatched as simple as that. If you did come up, you can just jump over their little waves. And every time you come into a stump, go ahead and you'll utilize your crossbow. Come over here and hit B. Basically throw your disc armor. And you're hitting a crossbow. You can go back over them if you want to. And that was kind of sketchy because it very much looks like it's not there. But if you hear like that little snake slithering sound, it's there. These platforms, they're not that bad. You got plenty of room. Rygar's got plenty of jump. You're good. It's not that bad. You're gonna want to cross over this door, get on the other side of this door, and then grapple down. You see another wooden thing? Grapple to the left. Just blast anything that gets in your way. Now once you come over here to the end of this ledge, you're going to want to go to the middle of this big post right here, and you're going to want to grapple down again. You can be prepared to knock out 2 dragons. Bam, bam. And this one already has a rope here for us. That's very nice. Is everyone on pace? Are we all good? I killed him and he only wanted a hug. I know, how cruel. Here's a bit of an enemy gauntlet. Once you reach over here, there's going to be rolfers, there's going to be robots spawning everywhere. And this is another great spot to grind for more tone if you're just kind of taking it casually, because the robots give you a whole lot of it, the rolfers give you a whole lot of it. It's all good stuff. But you do want to make your way to the other side of this door, just like before, and then right over here in the clearing, you'll want to grapple down. Take the crossbow left. It kind of paves your way for you, except for those blind spots where you had to kind of grapple down. But it does form a natural kind of path. There's a dragon up here. Let's go ahead and let him come to us. Smack. Robot. Robot. And now we are entering another boss. Right beyond this door that you can just kind of halfway see, there is another boss. And let's get into that room and go ahead and hit select to pause it. Thank you, Mr. Roboto. Alright, so this guy, affectionately known as Belvedere, he's a two-headed monster that shoots fireballs in whatever location you are. Okay, so as long as you keep moving, his hits won't be accurate. So he's gonna throw fireballs at you. You move a little. Throw fireballs. You move a little. As long as you keep moving, he's not gonna be able to hit you. Okay, he's real easy to dodge. See that? You can draw his attention to the left. You can draw his attention to the right. You can jump. However, jumping does put you closer to the origin of those fireballs, which makes you more likely to get hit. Okay, so as you can imagine, how do I hit this guy? I can't seem to hit him from underneath. My disc armor won't actually reach him, and you're 1000% right. You can't hit him from down here, so you have to go get up on his level, which means making yourself vulnerable on a rope with that grappling hook. Maybe draw some fireballs over here to the left. Come on up here. And so now his fireballs are going to go right at you. Fortunately enough, you see them with enough advance warning that you can jump and kind of get out of the way before they even hit you. So once you're next to them, mash, mash, mash. Just whoop them, whoop the dog stuff out of them, and you're good. He goes down. We're so beefy now. He goes down without much of a fight. And that has refilled or has given us our last health bar right there. So now we are at maximum bubblage, maximum life. And as you can see, a door opened down here. Let's go ahead and go through it. Oh, great warrior, I'll also give you a coat of arms. That's fantastic. Thanks, buddy. Now we're here. We're back in Garlaws. We're going to go back to the very beginning. Back to life, back to reality. So that's going to mean left, up. If you're low on health, you can come back up here and get another back rub from Cave Grandpa. Welcome. Take a rest. Okay? Cave Grandpa helps you out. And then go ahead and continue left, because this is the way that we came. We're basically retracing our steps. We're going to go down, kill the tree, go to the left, because this is the way that we came. Line up our belly button. Whee! Across the rope. Down. Left again. And then down. This is the very first kind of crossroads intersection that we ever got to in Garlos. Seems like so long ago, right? And there's our door that's going to take us back to the Grand Mountains. Remember this place? Yeah, we're back. I'm going to retrace our steps a little bit here. We're going to take the rope up. We're going to head left. And these enemies, man, they just don't stand a chance anymore. You are so powerful now. You're just one-hit KOing everything. But go ahead and take this rope up to get on the second level of the Grand Mountains. A little bit of a gap here, but you should jump it with no problem. And we're going to take this rope up. Whee! Now here you have a couple of options. You can either go to the right and do the crossbow, or let's go ahead and do this. It looks like there's space for a rope to be here, but there's not, which means we can grapple. Let's go ahead and grapple to the top of this mountain. And now that we have the coat of arms, we can go visit this cave, Grandpa, which is going to give us this magic refill potion. It's kind of like the potion in The Legend of Zelda, the red potion. It just refills your life entirely. So grab that. And now you see you have all 5 accessories and you have this this red refill jar. Okay? We only have one more item to get, and that's this missing thing right over here. You'll see what that is a little bit later. If you did not have the coat of arms, he would just tell you that you need to get the coat of arms. So come back to the door, jump to get out, and we're gonna go back down just the same way that we came. Same way that we came. I'm going to jump over this door. Anytime you see a wooden stump, you know you need to be swinging that crossbow. What's that in the background? I don't really know. I'm assuming that that's like lapis back there where we were with the robots maybe. I don't know. I just like to imagine it. I don't know if Rygar lore actually says that C. Brian Rigsby's book on Rygar to maybe know for sure. Keep crossbowing your way across, remembering that you are vulnerable while you're here. And then we meet into a door. This door is a giant tower. We can't go up. We can't go up to see it, but it is a tall tower, and you're gonna know because, well, you'll just see. Given the size of Keith's Grandpa's arms and surprise, his coat fits Rygar, right? And this is the Tower of Garba. If you happen to catch the Rygtoberfest trailer, this music is what was covered in the Rygtoberfest trailer. It seems obvious what you need to do here. Just go up the rope. Be prepared for more arugulas. But in snail form. It's no longer a 2-headed turtle. It's a snail form. Remember what works. Give him a couple taps. Jump over his fireballs. And do that. I don't know if you can actually go back down that ladder. That's interesting. I shouldn't have done that because now I've got like no health. But the great thing about the Tower of Garba is once you defeat one of the arugulas, they stay gone. I guess you come up here. Yeah. Okay, you can do it as long as you jump up here top first. Climb the rope. And we're going to have to fight some more arugulas. Not here. We got a nice window view of the mountains outside. This next one, just jump right over. Jump right over, bounce on top of them, go to the next screen. You're going to face another Aruga, get in close, double tap, he's dead. You can probably just like walk in and spam him. Aruga was such a powerful first boss that they filled this entire level with him as a boss rush, right? This rope goes up. There's another boss up here that's kind of like the spider, but if you're ducking, I think he still gets you. It's like Dora. Yeah, if you duck, he still grabs you. He can fall on you. He's pretty tricky. You can jump over him, but his patterns are a little bit unpredictable. He does try to like fall on you, so he's kind of like Sagila, kind of not like Sagila. He's a bastard is what he is. He's like a lizard on a bulldozer. Demora Bruiser is I think his name. And yeah, you just kind of attack left when he's on your left, attack right when he's on your right, and you kind of like bounce him back and forth, and that's it. If you're not comfortable with it, jump over him and then hit him. It is something worth trying out, but there's a very good chance that you die there to Demora Bruiser, and then you start the Tower of Garba over, but Demora Bruiser, just like the Arugas below, are going to be dead. They're already dead. So now that this rope is here, we have one more boss, which is kind of like a Belvedere Jr. 2-headed dragon. Just shoots more of these fireballs at you, and he's aiming wherever you are. So as long as you keep moving, you avoid... I mean, I'm not moving, but as soon as he shoots fireballs, I move. If you were so inclined, you could take your red potion juice right here just to make sure that you have enough health. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You hit the B button. Now I have full health. But if you grind it into Drago's Palace, you shouldn't need to. You can partially cheese him by using the grapple to climb up top. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and demonstrate what they're talking about in the chat. I actually don't know if I can get down on the grapple hook. I think I have to take that rope down. Yeah, I do. So, what they're saying is, remember, this is the room where Demora Bruiser was. Okay? He's not here any longer, but this is where he was. So, let's pretend we just came up here for the first time. Oh no, there's Demora Bruiser. Okay, we might have to jump over him, grapple up, and then when he's left, hit him left. When he's right, hit him right. And you can kind of push him away from you and take him down all at the same time, and he's not going to drop on you. He's not going to drop on you at all. Once you have him killed, come back down, move on to the final boss. So this guy, once you have full health, you can just tank him, get in close, and just whip him with your disc armor there. Go through the door, and you get your final item. Play this instrument atop the Tower of Lyle. Doesn't tell you where it is, just tells you need to play this flute. Once you have the flute, you might notice that nothing happens. It looks more like an ocarina than a flute, but you realize nothing happens. So let's go back and retrace our steps. I'm gonna crossbow our way. Watch out for twerking birds. Just going back the way we came. These birds, they are twerking. You better watch the way they shake their booty. Down those ropes. If you remember, this is the way we came. We're on that second platform now, but instead of jumping across like we had before, let's go ahead and fall down. Because we're going right back down to this first door into Garla's. Oh, the cursed rope strikes again. I tried to go down the rope and it stuck me. So just try going down again. You're down the rope, you're to the left, and this is right where we came from. We are back into Garla's. We're going to go up. We're going to go to the right. Over here to our belly button rope. Go ahead and line that rope up with our belly button. Listen for the ka-chink. Safely go across and continue to the right. Now, we're going to go up into this furnace again. You recognize this? We've already been here before. This is Rosa. And you're going to continue like normal up until a point. And I'll tell you when that point is. But these dragons, if they bother you, knock them out, get them out your way, and you're good. Just keep going. This is the point where we want to stop. These three blocks or whatever that we were on before, you're going to want to get there again and go ahead and grapple up. We're over here. Remember jumping over this door? We did that earlier in the game. We're going ahead and jump over the... Should be touching knees. Theogotch! Is Theogotch in here? Oh, Theogotch. Welcome in, my friend. I love me some Theogotch. That guy brightens my day all the time. Alright, so now that we're over here, we are going to do something crazy. We're going to grapple up into no man's land. Oh, it caught something. Oh, what's up here? Oh man, this tower just keeps going. There's bats up here. It just keeps going forever. Let's go ahead and get on the right side of this, not the left side. We're going to get on the right side of this, and we're going to grapple up again. Alright, we're on this platform. Oh man, it just keeps going up. Well, let's just keep going up with it. And as you might have guessed it, this is the Tower of Lyle. Lyle? These birds are a pain in the butt. Right there. Okay, because if they knock you off this ledge, you are toast. So what you might want to do is if you come up, if you have enough health, you can let them kill you, or not kill you, but attack you. You know, they'll take down 1 health, and then you come up here and you're good. You don't necessarily need to go through this door. It's not, I actually don't even know what's in here. You must meet 5 Endoras, these little hermit guys, to reach the castle. Obviously, you see the castle in the background. The bats are back. Jump and take them out. You don't want to get knocked off this ledge or you'll be doing Rolsa again. So, you meet 5 Endoras. You get these 5 weapons. Now you can pass. You have the Pegasus flute, this little ocarina thing right here. Hit B. You're given that neat little chime, and all of a sudden, there's a magic rope that leads up into space. And that's our ticket out of here. You see that Rygar Sky Castle in the background? That's also part of the Rygtoberfest title image down there flashing on screen. And that's where this door warps us to. Boof! Alright, now we're here, and we've set a new checkpoint. Okay? If we fall off of the Sky Castle, we'll wind up right back here. Not that big of a deal. There are some enemies in here that can give you trouble. As you can see from the door, you have a path north and you have a path east. Let's take east, and we're going to keep walking. This is another great place to take a drink of your beverage. I happen to be out of water at the moment. You just keep running for what seems like forever. You can just keep going all the way to the right. I'm going to follow it up. Follow it to the right. Follow it up. You're basically walking the perimeter of this castle. A wonderfully pointless area. Thanks, old school Nintendo. Right? Like, why couldn't the door just like take us here? Why couldn't it take us right here to the entrance? You see this entrance? You can keep going up. There's nothing but edge there. As you can see on the NES maps. Nothing but ledge. It doesn't do you any favors. You don't need to go that way. You do want to take this door to the left. And here is where you're going to start meeting the shadow enemies. These are the strongest enemies of the game. And it's really helpful to just learn their patterns. Create you a save state before every one of these doors. And then just figure out what you need to do. Watch speed runs. Most of the time, you can just like, as soon as you get in, just start spamming your weapon. But if they do hit you, they can knock you back into that room. See? Just like that. They knock you back into that room. So, you might jump. You might jump away from enemies. You might jump away from fireballs. Whatever it takes to get past these guys. You don't really need to mess with killing them. It'll probably be way worse for you if you try to kill them. And there's a little shadow Germans. You're basically following the doors, right? Right. We've only had one way that we can go. It's been very linear here. You've got one way, one door. That's another great thing. You can go through these doors even if you're jumping. Like, even though you're jumping higher than the door, you can go into the door. So that's really helpful. Because when jumping, you move diagonally, and that helps you be more evasive. Now we've reached our first 4-post crossroads. And since we're just trying to beat the game casually, let's go south. Down to this little missing block, which is supposed to represent a door. Keep following it down. Keep following it down. Follow it to the right. You're going to see this beautiful scene right here where there's a waterfall. I don't think you want to jump in the waterfall, as that will kill you. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Cave Grandpa's Spa right there. One more door to the right. And look at that. It's another of the same Endoras that are like, hey man, you got the coat of arms. I'm going to give you another refill. So not only does he refill your life, he gives you another potion, which is going to be really handy on the final boss. Okay? That's our ticket to completing the final boss. Is that little red potion right there. So hang on to it. Yes, right. Poor Rygar cannot swim. Hang on to it. So you can just jump these guys, go through the door. That's fine. You can kill them if you want. Let's go back to that 4-way stop sign. All the way up here. Kill that guy. He's making me uncomfortable. And now we came from the right. We went south for the potion. Let's go left. Up is a dead end. Left continues the course. And we're going to follow this down because that's the only logical way to go. Hey, we've got a crossbow stump right here. You recognize these stumps now. Go ahead and cross on over. Alright, we got another one. Go ahead and cross on over. Now we have another door. Let me see what chat's saying. The heavy shield weighs him down. Right. That's a fantastic excuse, Pepperoni. I love it. Coat of arms is made of corduroy. Very heavy in water. Let's keep following the path. Enemies. Jump to avoid them. They don't hit you on the ground. I mean, they don't hit you in the air, so jump to wherever you need to be. Let's just keep going. We're going to follow this down. I hate this room. Again, that room, this is just a room that you really just need to spend some time in. Okay? I know I need to jump down and kind of to the right to get through that door. If you can anticipate that, you can get through it way more easily. Logical path says go left. You think that you should be able to walk behind these pillars, but you can't. The entire sprite space is blocked path. You cannot go there. But there's our door. And this is another grinding spot. See where that guy just spawned? It's just like whenever we were spawning the Germans. You kind of figure out where they are. There's another one up here to the right. And in the speedruns, this is where you're looking for those little stars that give you the tic-tac-tones. Tic-tac-tones, that's fun. Say that 3 times in a row. This is where you can grind for those stars. And now we have a plethora of stars. I mean, how invincible are we? We can recover, we can use the red potion, and we have nearly full health, and we're totally maxed out. With all of this done, there's no way that we should not beat this game. Okay? So let's just keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going up. There's another crossbow block. But please be careful, because there are enemies on the other side that throw shadowy baseballs at you. So be prepared to jump out of harm's way as soon as you get off the crossbow on the other side, okay? That's what you're going to need to do. Once you land, you're going to want to jump somewhere up and to the left, up and to the right. It doesn't really matter. I always go left. But you're going to want to dodge these baseballs, otherwise they have the potential to knock you back into the sky and you start the stage over. Let's go ahead, and then we're going to want to jump. See, I got hit, but it only hit me left. That's where you want to jump. And then you're going to want to go through this door up here. Only one way to go. Only one way to go. One more crossbow. OLP, I like to mash jump as I go across the rope, then jump diagonal up and left. Yep, fantastic strategy. Welcome in OLP. Another true legendary warrior of Argus. Of Argool. This is the final boss. Inside this hut right here is the final boss. You have reached the end of the game. Now you have your options. Do you want to refill your health? Or do you want to wait till you take some damage? What most people do is use attack and a cell. It's very important that you hit, what is it? A? That you hit A here and not B. If you hit B, you take the red potion. Let's go ahead and hit A to use attack and a cell. Remembering that that lands an attack on every enemy on the screen. Now we have Attack of Cell. Hit start to get out of here. Man, we are a beefy, toned up Rygar ready to face Lygar. So in through this door, we're going to do the same timing that we did before, where it's kind of like swing, pause, swing, pause, swing, pause. Once you swing with Attack in the Cell, you have iframes. You are invincible frames. You are impervious to damage. So that's why you swing, pause, swing, pause. There he is right there in all of his glory. He sends these butterflies at you. Pause, swing, pause, swing, pause, swing, pause, swing. And just keep that pattern up until you've done all 10 of your Attack in the Cells. And look at that. That is one dead Lygar. When you complete the game, you've opened the doors of peace. When you complete the game using Attack in the Cell, you get the flashy grayscale graphics. Because it does, it flashes whenever you use the attack, and it gets kind of stuck in the middle of that flash, and the rest of the game proceeds just like that. Just like that. So, yeah, that's it. You've beat the game. I'm sorry that the graphics are not more colorful. If you do beat the game without using Attack in the Cell, you do get fully rendered color. So release the doves, as Slackinator would say. Thank you for the GG's NES Atlas. Email, resident email. Swag, silver screen. Pepperoni, thanks for hanging in there, man. The Game Boy ending, right? Pipes, Theogotch, Poles, thanks for the GG's. Muxosaur, thank you for the GG. Skunky, thank you for the neat. Inubito, thank you for the lick GG's. And really, friends, that is how to complete the game the most safest, casual. It's not fast by any means. When you're doing the speed run, you compromise safety. You compromise some of the items unless you're running 100%. Oh, Cave Grandpa. Cave Grandpa, you made it. Oh, thank you for those special victory massages. My health is already replenished. I don't need to sleep for the night. I am good. Take me to work. Professor Retro, thank you for the GG's. Fun fact, this game is a sequel to a side-scrolling arcade game where Lygar would jump around during the final battle. I could never make it that far because that game is nigh impossible. Pepperoni, feel free to, next school of Argool, create a lesson 101. How to beat the arcade version. That game is ridiculously hard. The battle, his lower half is still a statue, so he can't move because then he has limitations. Oh, okay. Oh, that is neat. Cave Grandpa was watching all along. He does see y'all. Yeah, arcade is very, very difficult. Thank you guys for sticking around. That does it for me and my stream. This is just the very first School of Argool. There is one session each day for the week. Next week is, or tomorrow evening is Joe Kerr, Joecurr, Curr, and he's doing a tutorial on the any percent speed run of this game. Way more challenging, way shorter. And he's also doing a how to airwalk, an airwalk tutorial. So if you're interested in learning more speedrunning tactics, that's going to be where you want to go and check that out. Yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out. Glad to see my friends hanging in there. If you have any more questions about the game, feel free to ask away. Ryktoberfest chat is always ongoing in the Salsa Shack Discord. So you can find out more information there. If you need a link to the Salsa Shack Discord, feel free to ask. We're going to take this magnificent crew over to go visit Mr. Mappy Man, who was just part of the fall quarterly update from the Salsa Shack. Let's break this game. Yeah, so we need to create an actual boss rush, because we know that Iruga leads to Belvedere. Belvedere leads to Rygar. We need to route the 100%, get the spider in there, and then, I don't know, maybe Tower of Garba, and then that's it. Now we done. Let's see if we can make that happen. The Hotel Mapping Man, hello. And thank you all for staying up late with me.